Hello, my name is Zephyr Samuel, and today's date is November 21st, 2024. And what is your name?
Mary Lee Hart.
Awesome. How long have you lived in this community?
Pretty much my whole life.
Amazing.
Yes.
What are some of your earliest memories of the library?
The children's department was downstairs, and it had a separate entrance on the right side of the building. You went down these stone steps into the children's department.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew
And
that.
the adult department had a real wide staircase going up to the front doors, so it was very imposing. So when you switched from the children's department to the adult department, it was kind of intimidating.
I never knew that.
And I remember one of the children's librarians was named Kate Story, which I thought was cute because she read us stories, and that was actually her name. I lived in walking distance of the library, so my best friend and I would walk down and check out books. And I remember when we were walking up McCain Street, we would be reading our books like this as we were walking along the sidewalk.
Nice. And from those early memories, what are some of your fondest?
Well, I got into reading books about especially pioneer girls. And there was one about Jemima Boone. She was Daniel Boone's daughter. And I loved that. And then we always played Indians and that we were on the frontier. And to this day, I look around and I wonder if Indians walked here and, what it was like before all the buildings were here.
Nice. I think you already answered this question, but who was with you on your early trips to the library?
I'm sure my mother brought us. I have brothers and sisters, close to my age. But it seems pretty early on we were free to, come on our own. And if we needed a new book, we just came to the library.
Nice.
I do have another memory of I was sick, home from school sick, and I missed the school field trip because of that. And my mother called the doctor, and he made house call. And the book I was reading, I think it might have been one of the Little House on the Prairie, and their dog Jack got lost. And I was crying because the dog was lost. And so my mother said, "Are you crying because you're sick? Are you crying because you missed the field trip? Or is your book sad?" And I was too embarrassed to tell her that the dog was lost. So I said, "Because I missed the field trip."
Now, so when you first came to the library, do you remember what you actually came for?
Fiction books, kids fiction.
Nice. And I think you already answered this question, but what did you do on those early visits to the library?
I don't remember how I found the books I did. I really don't remember. I just remember borrowing them and reading them on the way home. I do wish that I had talked to the librarian, because if the book I read was part of that series, I never knew there were more books in the series till I read them to my own kids and loved them. And, just would have been nice if I had read them as a child.
Now, what sort of things do you do when you visit the library now?
Well, I work here, so it's a wonderful job for me because I snag books as they come across the desk. And I read fiction and nonfiction, old books, new books. It's a whole world of fun and knowledge. So I read a lot of different things and watch movies. If a movie looks interesting, I'll grab it. And if it's on hold for somebody else, I put my name on the waiting list for it. So all kinds of stuff.
Awesome. And I think we already answered this question again too, but how has the library changed over the years?
Over the years, I shouldn't be critical of how it was, but it's much, much better now than it was 30 or 40 years ago. They used to have really old travel books, And I would think, why do they have a 20-year-old travel guide to Paris? You know, nothing's, it's, and I remember I was interested in the beat poet Jack Kerouac. So I came to the library and they had books about him, but they didn't have anything by him. And I don't think that would happen today at all. I think it's a great library with a really great collection.
Awesome. And for our last question, what are some of the most striking changes to the library since that first visit?
Architecturally, it's completely different. You know, it's a lot bigger. I think it's more welcoming. I think there are a lot more programs than there used to be. I think the children's department is pretty amazing, you know, just with the programs that they have and the adult programs. It's just a very busy, welcoming place, and I think people go out of their way to make it all inclusive. You know, it's not for people who want to read good books. It's for everybody.
That's amazing from hearing your story and all that. I think that's all, and thank you for your time.
You're welcome.